It is 6:46. The Saints postseason ended abruptly yesterday after a devastating loss to the Minnesota Vikings at home. The Saints made a couple of big mistakes, and they left a lot on the field yesterday. It was a hard game to watch. It was a fun game for a while because it was so close, and you thought maybe at the end that we'd pull it out, especially when we went to overtime. But that was just not meant to be. And Ralph Marlborough is joining us live from his mom's kitchen in beautiful Houston. There you go. Does Mom ever come out in a robe and wave?
No, but breakfast will be cooking up pretty soon, I'm sure. Which is just a scotch and a cigarette at this point, Eric. Yeah, I mean, the Saints. You know, sports always end in heartache, right? Because there's only one champion, and the rest is just varying degrees of heartache. But the Saints, the last 3 years, have lost 3 straight playoff games on the last play.
And it's always a questionable call.
It's the worst New Orleans tradition in the history of the world, and it's crushing my soul. Eric, yesterday, the Saints, to me, they look like one of those cuddly animals on those nature documentaries where we're hoping they don't get eaten alive by the crocodile. And just when it seems like they had escaped, they fall right into the crocodile's mouth, and it's a fiasco. But, I mean, it was just so heartbreaking in that it's just a couple of plays here and a couple of plays there.
Well, and especially because we went into that game, the experts said we were favored. Yeah. The Saints thought they were favored. I think we were thinking more about what are we going to do facing Green Bay than what should we do facing this Minnesota team.
Well, you know, the thing that made me the saddest yesterday, Eric, was when Taysom Hill had that long run and the Saints got down into the 20-yard line and it was 20-17. All the analytics nerds and the people that dislike Taysom were all losing their mind. And I thought to myself, me and Eric are going to cackle like teenage girls on the morning show. Taysom is going to save the Saints, and I'm going to kick off the Taysom Hill for President 2020 campaign. It's going to be great.
Well, Ralph, we're showing that long pass Taysom made. Yeah. That was a beauty.
It was, and it didn't work out. The interesting thing was, though, Eric, Minnesota had sort of so out-coached Peyton that the Saints, in the fourth quarter especially, their running game was, we're just going to snap it to Taysom and he's going to run quarterback power, which is basically a sweep. And it worked. And the Saints, for the world, it looked like they were going to somehow escape. And I know people say, oh, you know, if you can't beat Minnesota, you wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. But every week is different. Every game, every matchup is different, and it just didn't go.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, Taysom's always funny. It was more fun to watch yesterday. And then Will Lutz actually missed a field goal.
Yeah, the field goal at the end, the clock management at the end of the half was very odd by Peyton. Usually he's so sharp with the clock management, and his press conference after the game was so short, no one really asked him. It was odd to me that as the Vikings had the ball, the Saints didn't use any of their timeouts to conserve the time, because if they had, Deontay Harris had the great kickoff return, but they only had 12 seconds, so they only got to run one play. And Lutz had to kick the ball from the hash he doesn't like.
I'm calling a timeout now because we're out of time, but I did see your black cat walk behind you, so all the luck in the world to you.
That's it. Last time you'll see the cats till September, people.
All right, Ralph, thank you very much.